Well, hello and welcome to this eighth and final session on the power of fasting and prayer. Now, in this final session, as I wrap things up, I want to focus on the prayer component. Just about everything I've talked about up to this point is about the fasting, but if you do fasting without prayer, really what you're doing is something just simply physical. And I believe that you do not encounter or engage the spiritual dimension that you can have if you accompany it with prayer. So just let's talk about prayer here for just a second. There are two scriptures I want to bring to your attention. These are both written by the Apostle Paul, but in Ephesians, the book of Ephesians, chapter number 6, verses 18 and 19, Paul says this. He says, "Pray in the Spirit on all occasions with all kinds of prayers and requests, and with this in mind, be alert and always keep praying for all the saints. Pray also for me, that whenever I open my mouth, words may be given me so that I may fearlessly make known the mysteries of the gospel." And he says in another location, in 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verses 14 and 15, he says, "If I pray in a tongue, my spirit prays, but my mind is unfruitful. So what shall I do? Well, I will pray with my spirit, but I will also pray with my mind." So if I take those two scriptures and I put them into the context of fasting, what I hear and what I receive from this is that when we are fasting, we need to be praying with all kinds of prayer. It's not just one type, but it's all kinds of prayers and requests. So you need to be praying for other believers. Pray for other people so they can be strong in their faith and they can move forward in their walk with God. I mean, people are counting on you, really. They don't even know they're counting on you, but they're counting on you and your prayers. You also should, like Paul says, pray for me. So pray that I, your pastor, will be given boldness to speak what I need to speak, not in fear of man or what anyone would say, but to speak God's truth. And you should also pray in the Spirit. That's praying in an unknown language that comes from heaven. But you should as well pray with understanding. So when you pray in the Spirit, you don't understand what you're praying. Your spirit is praying to God's Spirit. It bypasses your mind. But you must also pray with your understanding, with your mind, so that you will have a good understanding of what you're praying and bringing those requests to God. In fact, if you're about to begin a time of fasting, I encourage you to make a list of things that you're praying for, breakthroughs that you want, and begin to pray over those during this time period. So pray when you fast. Really, I'd have to say that fasting is all about saying, God, it's more of you and less of me. I don't care so much about me, but I desperately need you. And that kind of is the heart of fasting and prayer. It's really like what John the Baptist said when Jesus Christ came on the scene and his ministry began expanding. John the Baptist said, "He must increase and I must decrease." That's what we really want. You simply want more of Jesus shining through you. That's part of your mission here on earth. I want to thank you for joining me for this series of the power of fasting and prayer. And I really hope that this gives you a good foundation to begin a season of prayer and fasting where God can work miracles in your life. God bless and have a great day.